Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil. We're ending the week on a positive note, considering we have seen 0.4% gains through the course of the week for the Nifty. Let's take a look at how the week has panned out for the index then. And as you can see in your screen here, well, the Nifty has advanced by as much as 0.4% through the course of the last 4 trading days for this particular week. Sun Pharma stands right at the top with gains of around 12%, followed by Lupin advancing by as much as 9%. We have gains in Grasim, Gale and Dr. Reddy's as well. So it's essentially the pharmaceutical sector which has aided the gains when it comes to the index. On the losing end, OMCs like BPCL and HPCL along with Indian Oil Corp bearing down on the indices, and you do have the likes of HDFC and Indiabulls Housing Finance also contributing to the losses. But how has trade panned out in today's day of trade? Let's talk about the broader markets. NSE 500, we have 2 gainers for 1 loser, and on the gaining end we have HDIL once again advancing by another 11% today, KIOCL up by another 11%, Dishman Carbogen, Edelweiss Financial as well as GMR Infra all advancing in trade. We will talk about GMR Infra in just a bit. Manpasand Beverages, on the other hand, is losing out. Federal Bank, Reliance Naval, Rajesh Exports and Coromandel International all declining in trade today. So overall, it's been a good day of trade, the momentum with the ones which have advanced in today's day of trade. But what are our technical analysts telling us about the levels that we need to watch out for? This is what they're saying. Listen in.
Recent swing low of 11,340 would be acting as a support, or as a deeper support has been concerned than 11,250. But I am looking Nifty by Monday or say Tuesday might try to touch 11,555 odd level. And there is a level, the small profit booking might be coming, but that profit booking should not take 11,400 to a momentum to continue. So if we talk about Nifty for a swing-based trading, anything somewhere around 11,460 or below, one can take a buy call in it with keeping a stop loss of 11,420 odd and look for the target of 11,505.
Nifty is in a short-term uptrend, but I think that right now 11,500 would be a cap. So we are not seeing any breakout in the last 1 hour. That's not my analysis, and I believe that 11,300 to 11,500 would be the range for Nifty. So a couple of long trades that we have taken over the last couple of weeks, I think more or less 11,500 would be a good place to book some profits on the Nifty, and then probably hold for a small correction back towards 11,300 to have better risk rewards and to get into the market again.
Right, shifting focus to some of the cues that we're getting in markets today. Let's talk about Goldman Sachs first and its report it has when it comes to some of the top picks in India. And we have Somit Sarkar joining us to give us an idea about what they're recommending. So Somit, what do you have on your list?
So if you see, India is one of the best performing markets in the Asia, gaining close to 9% in trade from the start of the year. And despite this, the global research firm Goldman Sachs believes that there's further more opportunities in the Indian market for investors, and the research firm is expecting the markets to benefit from the RBI intervention as and when the rupee weakens. Along with this, good earnings growth, pickup in capital expenditure, decent monsoon, limited exposure to trade wars, and because of the upcoming festive season, the brokerage firm and the research firm is expecting the Indian markets to benefit. Now, among the large cap, its top picks are Reliance Industries, the HDFC Twins and Infosys, and among the rural plays, it is preferring TVS Motors, Maruti Suzuki and Colgate as its top picks in India.
All right, Somit, thank you for joining us and getting us those details. So we do keep an eye on some of those stocks, but there's another sector which is buzzing, and let's get some updates in when it comes to cement. We have Yash Upadhyay joining us to give us an update here. Yash, what do you have for us?
So there was a development reported by some media houses that the government has allowed the import of pet coke used as feedstock in cement and gasification. Now that would be a big positive for the north-based cement players like Shree Cement, Mangalam Cement, JK Lakshmi Cement and JK Cement, as they have a higher dependence on pet coke as the use for power and fuel, which is more than 75% for some of these players. The main reason why this was banned was back in November, the government had come out with the ruling to ban the use of pet coke on account of its high pollution causing properties, and as a result of which the near-term profitability for these cement companies that took a severe hit. We also spoke with one of the analysts at Kotak Institution, Murtuza Arsiwala, and he said that it would have a negative bearing when it came to the pet coke ban. But now, if the reports are in fact in fact true, then it would be a big positive in the short term. And we saw the kind of move that Shree Cement had towards the last half an hour, gaining almost 4.5%.
Sure. Yash, thank you for joining us and getting us those details. Watch out for cement companies as well on the back of that development. And finally, a company which has done well, or at least as far as its price action is concerned, GMR Infra, that's advanced by around 7-8% today, and that's around the mark of 19. We have, Yatin Mota joining us to give us an update with what's happening. So, Yatin, what's happening here?
Agam, GMR Infra and double-digit gains coming in on huge volumes, mind you. So this is one of the mid-cap stocks which is in focus. We had GMR Infra, which announced to stock exchanges that GMR Infra as well as their airport unit has reached an agreement with the investors and private equity funds with respect to the disputes which are pending. Of course, the entire matter which has been settled is subject to arbitration in international courts. This was regarding the investments made by private equity investors in GMR and the airport arm, and there were certain disputes going on. And finally, we had some bit of settlement coming in on that front. So now analysts are hopeful that moving forward, this kind of a settlement will pave the way for the IPO of the airports arm, and probably there could be some potential unlocking value that GMR Infra could see, and probably on the back of that speculation, positive news flow, we had the stock buzzing in trade, almost ended 8.5% higher in trade. That's
right, almost about, well above the mark of 19. Yatin, thank you for joining us and getting us those updates on GMR Infra. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Market Wrap. But lots more lined up, so stay tuned in the Bloomberg.